Oh, this is good. Oh, what is this? Order it? What flavor is? Peppermint. Ah, good stuff. What?
Psst, announcer guy,
What is it?
you're on.
What? I am. Where? Oh, jeez. I got it. Oh. Uh, oh no! It's stuck in my hair.
Mr. Announcer guy?
I'm good.
Okay then. This week's topic is the history of gum. Gum sounds like kind of an arbitrary topic, but in reality is actually pretty useful, and semi-controversial thanks in part to its environmental hazard. Gum, like many things, can trace its lineage back further than what you would originally think, with scientists now saying that the oldest chewing gum fossil has been dated back to roughly 5,000 years ago, or around 3000 BC, which it was located in, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Kirikki, Finland. But keep in mind that location, where this was found, because that will become important here in a minute. So, the Finnish-made chewing gum, major plot hole, I hear you ask rather enthusiastically. Well, yes and no, maybe. See, the Aztecs used a substance called chicle, a gum from trees, as a base for a sticky substance that they used to hold things together. While it doesn't look like they used it for chewing purposes, chicle became important to the future of our chewing gum. The ancient Greeks chewed mastic gum, which was made from the resin from the mastic tree. By collecting the sap of the tree and allowing it to harden in the sun, it forms a hard resin. Breaking off a piece and chewing on it turns it into a gum that tastes rather bitter at first, but then becomes more refreshing and almost pine-flavored. They used this gum to fill cavities, as a breath freshener and a tooth whitener. It was also believed to cure snake bites and might be good for bronchitis and digestive disorders. One modern scientific study actually found that high consumption of a powder made from this gum actually decreased cholesterol. Native Americans made their own form of gum from the sap of spruce trees, and this practice was passed on to the settlers of New England. So let that sink in for a bit. We have 4 very distinct locations of which gum originated from, with very little chance of these individual cultures ever having learned it from one another. So what does that tell you about human history? It means that throughout all of our cultural, political, ethical, and religious differences, we somehow show similarities. We are all human after all. So back to the history lesson. This leads us to the first commercial usage of chewing gum. The first chewing gum products sold for profit that we can trace back reliably. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to get ancient Greeks to file tax returns and receipts. The man responsible for this commercial chewing gum was Mr. John B. Curtis. What's that B stand for, I hear you ask? Oh, well, it stands for bacon. Literally, his middle name was Bacon. How flippin' cool is that? So yeah, John Bacon developed and sold the first chewing gum in 1848, labeled as State of Maine Pure Spruce Gum. It was created in his home kitchen with his family. He was 21 at the time. After building up a large enough batch, he traveled to Portland, Maine, and even though he had little luck selling there, he didn't give up. So he became a traveling salesman in 1850 and included a large stock of patent medicines, or as we call them now, snake oil. His motto was, "Give a man all you can for his money while making a fair profit for yourself." Which is a pretty good motto, win-win right there. John Bacon Curtis was ambitious and traveled quickly. During his first year of traveling all over in New England, he earned $6,000, which is roughly $181,000 in today's money. So he was earning a pretty significant living by today's standards, and he got the ball rolling from gum. In the 1860s, the first flavored gum was created by John Colgan. Prior to this, all gum got its flavor from natural ingredients. Colgan was also one of the first to make use of chicle, remember that from earlier, in commercial chewing gum. This chicle based gum is the foundation of our modern chewing gum. It was investigated as a substitute for rubber because of its elasticity and pliability. But that didn't really work out well. So they cut it into strips and sold it as gum that eventually became known as Chiclets. In 1928, Walter E. Deemer, an accountant for Flair Chewing Gum Company, experimented with a few new gum types. One in particular was found to be less sticky and stretched more easily. This became highly successful and was eventually named by the president of the company as Double Bubble. The original color was pink, as it was the only dye Deemer had on hand. Nothing is wrong with pink. Many great things are pink. Gum, and bubble gum especially, are parts of our culture. There is a wall in San Luis Obispo, California, which is entirely covered with gum, and referred to as Bubblegum Alley. There's been multiple attempts to clean the alley, but to no avail, as it's just too sticky and people just keep putting their gum there. So finally it's kind of become a sort of local landmark. We use bubblegum as a synonym for a form of happiness or lightheartedness, depicting characters in movies and TV shows who chew bubblegum as rather carefree or airheads, or both. Hence why we call the style of music bubblegum pop, referring to its more light-hearted style in a genre that isn't always known for it. Bubblegum in itself has generated a number of sayings and quotes such as Duke Nukem's, "I've come to kick butt and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." Paraphrasing, of course, obviously because the original isn't family-friendly. Several baseball players have noted that they didn't feel quite accomplished until their name showed up on a pack of bubblegum. It's in our culture, even still, though according to a recent study, it has gone down in decline since 2009, with sales of traditional gums going down as far as 11%. So what's the problem, and potentially one of the reasons for decline? Environmental hazards, for one thing. Gum is one of the worst things to ever happen to janitors of the world. It bonds strongly to asphalt as well as the sole of your rubber shoe. Removal is generally achieved by steam jet and scraper, but the process is very slow and laborious and can be costly. It's so bad that Singapore actually has a ban on gum to prevent the nasty cleanup. In 2000, a study on Oxford Street in London showed that there were 250,000 black or white blobs of chewing gum stuck to the pavement. Attempts have been made to make gum that will break down in water, but they just aren't as popular or they don't taste the same. Hank Ketchum once said, "Flattery is like chewing gum. Enjoy it, but don't swallow it." But you shouldn't just spit it out on the sidewalk either. A smart man or woman would save the wrapper the gum came from and spit it out into the wrapper and throw it away. So what do you think? Is gum and bubblegum worth the possible dangers to the poor janitors of the world? Have you ever swallowed gum? What's your favorite gum-related quote or saying? I obviously have my opinion, but I'd sure like to hear yours. So send me a message in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.